Good morning. Welcome to episode 2 of the Samsqueak Craftcast. I am Sam, and I am so happy that you're here with me today. I'm coming to you from my living room just outside the city of Chicago, where I live with my husband, my 2 crazy little redheaded boys, and my dog. And I am so happy that you're here with me today to talk a little bit about what I'm working on and what I have coming up and what I've finished. So let's jump in. So episode 1 I recorded forever ago. Like, it's ridiculous, guys. I did not mean to record one episode and then nothing for months. So sorry about that. Life got a little bit crazy, a little bit hectic, like it does at the holidays. So we had Thanksgiving and Christmas and all sorts of family stuff going on and illnesses and drama, just, you know, life at the end of the year. That's how it goes, right? So yeah, I'll give you some little updates here and there on what has been going on in my life since my last recording, but I am just going to jump in and get started. So I'm going to start with finished objects. So in my last episode, my big project that I was working on was the Manghan, which was a little lapgan by Look at What I Made. And it was linen stitch granny squares. I don't have it with me right now. So I was making that for my husband's grandfather who was sick and had just moved into a nursing home, and I was making that for him just as a way to comfort him and kind of give him a semblance of home in the nursing home. So it was a big ambitious project that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to finish. But I did finish it in my deadline, so I started it and we had about a week before I was going to get to go visit him. And I finished it. I put the last stitches on. I hadn't woven in the ends, but I was going to do that on our car ride down. It's about a 2-hour drive. And unfortunately, a few minutes after I put the last stitch on the border and tied it off, we got the phone call that he had passed away. So that was a hard time, but I think working on the blanket was a really great way for me to kind of process the fact that we knew we were going to be losing him, and just thinking about like all the special times that I had with him. And I ended up giving that blanket to my mother-in-law, his daughter, just as a way for her to have a little piece of him, which, I mean, I know he never actually had it, but the whole time I was working on it I was thinking about him and praying for him, and just, yeah, really focused on him and what a great man he was. So she has that now. So I will try to put a picture of it up here. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I love the colors, and I loved the yarn. I used some yarn from Hobby Lobby that was, it was a Yarn Bee rustic something or other. I don't remember the name now exactly, but it was acrylic and hemp. It was really nice. So yeah, that's finished object number 1, but I can't show you, sorry. Finished object number 2 I'm going to talk about. So I did not have this at my last episode. This was a quick little one-night project that I did. So I know for Christmas a lot of people make all the things for all the people. And I have in years past made a lot of things for a lot of people, and this year I did not. I didn't make things for people. I made one thing for one of my children. Does that make me a bad mom? That I only made something for one of my kids? I don't know. It is what it is. So my baby, my little one, he actually just turned 1 this week. He is obsessed with stuffed animals, loves them, loves to snuggle, loves to hug soft things. So I made him a little amigurumi softie. So I used to make a ton of amigurumi. It was pretty much all I did in crochet for a couple of years. and I love it, and I designed some of my own patterns, and yeah, it was a fun time. And then I kind of got bored with it, so I started branching out and doing other things. So it was kind of fun to get back into amigurumi. So here he is. Look how little and cute he is. He's teeny meeny. I love him. Let's see. His face, not my favorite thing. Let's see if he's focused there. Yeah, so his face is not great. I just made little yarn eyes because I didn't want my baby to chew off safety eyes. Yeah, he's perfect size for just little bitty hands to hold. Yeah, so I made him in one evening. I think he took like an hour and a half. Yeah, so I love him. He makes me really happy. And he's made with Bernat blanket yarn, so it's a super bulky, super soft and fuzzy. But because he's so bulky, it worked up really, really fast, unlike some other amigurumi, because you're working with teeny tiny hooks and doing really tight single crochet. It can take a while. So he was really fast. I'm really happy with him. I didn't use a pattern. I just kind of made him up. I looked at some pictures of teddy bears to kind of get inspiration. So he's worked from the bottom and do his feet together, then the body, and so the head on separately, kind of pieced together. So yay, baby teddy bear. So that is finished object number 1. Finished object number 2. What do I have here? These are my, oh, I'll do this one. So I have 2 of these. I only have 1 here to show you, but I did a test crochet for Hawk and Chain on Instagram, Dana, and she had designed, it's her first pattern, and it's a ribbed beanie, pom-pom beanie, with a fold-up brim, or you can wear it slouchy. And it's super simple, super easy pattern, but it was really fun. It worked up really fast. So I made one for each of my kids. So here's my little beanie. This one's for my little baby. And again, he won't keep it on his head because he hates hats. But yeah, it's super simple. It's worked flat, side to side to make the ribbing, and then just seamed. Yeah, I can't even see the seam. Here it is. Just seamed together, and then flipped inside out, cinch up the top, and throw a pom-pom on it. So yeah, I have 2 of these that look the same. My older son has just a solid green, no, sorry, solid gray pom-pom, but he is wearing it right now, so I can't show it to you. So yeah, I'm happy with how those turned out. So yeah, that pattern, she just released it today, I think. So go check her out on Instagram, on her Etsy. It's Hawk and Chain, and she is also a local Chicago maker. So we haven't actually met, but we're basically neighbors. So that's fun. So yeah, I really enjoyed this pattern test. And if you were looking for a great beginner, super fast hat pattern, I recommend you check it out. Finished object number 3. We have these are ones that I did show you in my last episode. I'm calling them a finished object. I have not woven in the ends because I don't weave in ends in a very timely manner. I'm sorry, excuse me. So I got the flu over Christmas, and I have this lingering cough that just will not go away. So, sorry, I'm going to try not to cough on you for the rest of the episode. I did weave in the ends on this one. Look at me. Good job. So these are my vertical cable Nordseeliebe mitts by Tanja Osswald at Osswald Designs. It's a paid pattern available on Ravelry, and I'm really, really happy with it. I've never seen a pattern like this before. These vertical cables are just amazing, and they were super fun to work with. So here, it's really hard to turn my wrist like that. Okay, hang on. So here we go. Look at that. Like, have you ever seen crochet like this? Because I haven't. It's pretty amazing. So it's worked side to side, and seamed together. This entire piece is slip stitches. So there's not a single crochet or double crochet or anything. It's just slip stitches, which I had never really worked with slip stitches as like a part of a design before. I'd always just used them for like closing. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, here they are. I'm really happy with them. I think the only thing I would change about the pattern is I would make it a little bit longer, because I like my mitts to kind of cover up my fingers. And you can actually, there is no thumb hole here, so it's just worked into any, you put your thumb through any part of the cable, so I can make it cover my fingers, but then it doesn't cover much of my wrist. So I think I would just want it longer. But other than that, it's great. It's a super fast pattern, actually. They only took me a couple hours each. I did get second mitt syndrome because I finished one and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that again. So I put it away for a while, and then I finally forced myself to pick it back up. I haven't worn them really yet because it has been freezing here in Chicago, like so cold. So I haven't been able to wear like fingerless things. I was gonna wear them in my office, but my office is approximately 1,000 degrees. Like, it's this big industrial building, and the heaters, I guess, work really well. Like, we have the windows open because it's so hot. So yeah, I'll put these on probably in the spring. But I'm really happy with them, so go check out her Ravelry store. She has a ton of patterns. I'm definitely going to be making some more of her patterns coming up, so I'm really happy with them. So those are my finished objects. Not a whole lot to show for kind of a whole lot of time in between episodes, but that's what I got. I kind of got project boredom while I was about halfway in between all of my projects. I just got tired of working on them. Does that happen to you? It happens to me a lot. So then I'll start a new project and I get about halfway through it and I'm bored. So I don't know what to do about that. What do you do when you have project boredom? Because I end up browsing Ravelry and Pinterest and Instagram and finding new patterns that I want to start, and then my poor works in progress get stuck in a pile. So I'm trying to be better about that. Trying to actually finish my projects. So moving on to works in progress. Alright. So my first work in progress is the Stonewash Shrug, which I showed you last time. It's by Jess at Make and Do Crew. It's a big, bulky sweater. It's living in my octopus bag. This is a super old bag from Old Navy that I've had for years. So I have the body completely done, minus weaving in the ends, as we discussed. I'm going to show it to you. So it is made with Karen Big Cakes, which is an acrylic yarn, super giant cake of yarn. And it's self-striping, which I love. So here is the body. I'll see if I can stand up. You see it better? So it's super simple. It's a giant rectangle of double crochets with double crochet chain spaces, and then you fold it and seam up the sides and then attach sleeves. So I made the sleeves a little longer than the pattern called for because I like long sleeves, and it turned out to be about 3/4 sleeves on me. And I love that I can stick my thumbs through the holes in the pattern so that I can hold on to it. So the only thing I have left to do is make the border, which I have actually. I have enough of the Karen cake to make the border, but I didn't want to do the stripes on the border because I thought it might clash with like the way the pattern would line up. So I was at my local yarn store for knit night one night, and I just picked up a skein of gray yarn. that coordinated really well. It's the Barocco, just like standard acrylic wool mix. But I didn't look at the pattern to see how much yardage it called for the border. I just thought, it's a border, it'll be one skein, it'll be fine. No, I was wrong. So here's the border. Here's what I have. And this will go seamed all the way around the edge. So it'll look like that when it's finished. So I have about this much left of my ball. And this is about half as long as it needs to be. So that's frustrating. Here's the thing. This skein of yarn cost about as much as both of my Karen cakes. So if I were to go buy a second one of these to make it big enough, then I would essentially pay twice as much for the border of the sweater as the entire sweater itself. So I'm not sure I want this project to end up costing that much. So I think I'm gonna frog this, which is frustrating because it was not a fun thing to work on. It's pretty straightforward, just double crochets in the back loop. And it kind of took a while, and I'm gonna have to do it all over again. Twice. But that's what I'm gonna do. So I think I'm gonna go to Hobby Lobby next time I'm near a Hobby Lobby, which should be next weekend, and get just some gray yarn. I went to Michael's and they did not have a gray that I liked that coordinated with these colors. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So stay tuned. Maybe next time I will have a finished Shrug to show you. I'm really excited about it because it is big bulky sweater weather, and I love big bulky sweaters. This is my first like garment that I made. I usually just make like little scarves, little mitts, fast, tiny projects. So I'm really happy with how this has turned out, but it's taking forever. It's taking so long, guys. It's okay, I'm gonna finish it, I'm determined. So that is my Stonewash Shrug by Jess at Make and Do Crew. It is a free pattern on her blog. She has a ton of really great big bulky sweaters that I also want to make. So go check her out. And, ooh, sorry guys, get on my non-homemade sweater. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. So that is work in progress number 1. Number 2 is the Big Bold Cabled Infinity Scarf by Jennifer at A Crocheted Simplicity. So I bought a bunch of her patterns. She has really amazing cable work, and I am obsessed with her. I joined her Facebook group, and I just want to make all the things. All of her patterns. Really amazing. So this is also made with the Karen tea cakes. Here's the colorway. I don't remember what colorway it is called. I will look it up and put it down below. But here is how it's working out. So this is the cable. And then this is the little like ribbed section. So it's going to be 2 cables, or a cable, a rib section, another cable, another rib section, and then sewn together into a loop to make an infinity scarf. So I'm really happy with it. I love the cable. It kind of, I always have trouble at the beginning of cables. Like, I always feel like I'm doing it wrong, and they always end up turning out, but I don't know. I want to get better at cables, but they kind of stress me out. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm not sure I love how the self-striping yarn is working on the cable, because I don't know. I think I'd really like it in a solid or a variegated, but this is what I had. So this is what I'm working with. The pattern actually calls for a bulky yarn, and this is a super bulky, but it's a scarf, so it doesn't really matter. So that is work in progress number 2. I'm really loving it. I'm hoping to have it finished soon so I can wear it. Work in progress number 3 is really exciting, guys. So, guys, I won something. I never win anything, like ever. But I won an Instagram contest from Tony at TL Yarn Crafts. And she was giving away all 13 of her patterns, called like the crazy big pattern giveaway or something like that. So I was one of the winners, and I got all 13 of her patterns, and they are so great. She has some beautiful, beautiful pieces that I'm really excited about making. So I've been wanting to make a triangle scarf for a long time with another Caron cakes. I'm apparently obsessed with Caron cakes, which I'm just realizing like as I'm talking about this. I bought a bunch on sale at Michael's, and I love the self-striping and like the colors that they have. So I have a bunch of them, and I'm working my way through them, which is good. They're not going to sit in my stash forever. So yeah, I wanted to make a triangle scarf with a Caron cake because I just really like the way they look, and I've been eyeing patterns, and I looked at hers, and then I won it. So that is what I'm working on. I just started this 3 days ago? Yes. I started on Tuesday. Today's Friday. So you're going to see, it's super fast. So here is where I'm at so far. Ta-da. I'm really happy with it. I'll get a closer look. So this is the colorway Honeyberry, I think. Here is my sad falling apart little cake, because I'm a center puller, so by the time I get to this point, my cakes are always real wobbly. But so it's lots of blues and greens and teals and turquoise. So everything I make pretty much is a various shade of blue, and I specifically love turquoise and teals, and I don't do yellow. Yellow. I know mustard is a really popular color, but I'm such a pale person. It's like it doesn't work for me. It makes me look like I'm ill. But I'm hoping there's enough blue in this, and that by the time it's done, the yellow won't be so close to my face that it'll be okay. So I'm gonna finish up this cake and see how big it is. The pattern calls for probably like 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 yardage wise, but I think I might just do one. I do have a second cake in this colorway, but I might save it. Yeah, I'm really loving it. It's a super easy, great beginner pattern. So if you're looking for a triangle scarf, it's got a chart with it. So if you haven't done chart reading, I recommend this one because it's really good it's a simple chart, but it'll help you kind of get the hang of what you're doing with chart reading, and it's also written out, so you can have both. So yeah, it calls for tassels. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the tassels yet because I'm not sure I'm a tassels person, but we will see. We will see. So that is work in progress number 2. 3. Work in progress number 3. I think those are all my works in progress. Moving on. I don't have much time. I gotta wrap this up because I've got to go pick up my kid from preschool. Okay, stash positions. I've got some fun stuff to show you. So we had Christmas, which was exciting. I hope you all got wonderful, crafty goodies. So I'm going to show you a couple things that I got. So my first thing is some new project bags that my mom made me. So they are really cute, and you loop the big handle through the little handle, and then they can kind of hook on your arm. They cinch up so your yarn doesn't fall out. I mean, I sent her the link and said, make these for me for Christmas, but she did, and they're great, and they're reversible, so you can do double sides. My Oh, guys, I forgot to tell you the pattern name for my shawl. It's the Free Yourself Shawl by Tony at TL Yarn Crafts. So my Free Yourself shawl is living in this bag right now. I took it out so I could show it to you. So this is the medium size. This is a free pattern on a blog that I don't remember the name of, but I will link it below. So this is the medium size. And then she also made me the yarn size, or the small size. So this is a great size for like a little one skein project. Like I had my mitts in here for a while. And then this is the other color, the reversible side. So yeah, I'm really happy with them. I like them a lot. I haven't had really dedicated project bags. I use like reusable bags and shopping bags and just whatever I have. I have a lot of bags, but I'm happy to have some dedicated yarn project bags. So that is Stashquisition number 1. Let's see what else I got. I got a new hook case. Cute little owls on it. This is from Amazon. And it's got 2 sides. So this is holding all my non-Clover Amour hooks because they have their own case. And it's got a pouch. I'm holding my scissors and some zipper pockets to keep like stitch markers and needles. So yeah, it's super cute. I love it. That was a gift from my mother-in-law. And then let's see, what else do I have? I got, this one's exciting. I got this super cute little zipper pouch with the Petit. I think I mentioned in my last episode that I have a French degree that I don't use. But Le Petit France is one of my favorite French stories. It's great in English too, but it has a special place in my heart in French. So I don't know what I'm going to use this for yet, but I really like it. And then inside, I got, I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it's got a code on it, a little Etsy gift card. So I have $25 to spend at Etsy. I don't know what I'm going to buy. I'm thinking, I don't have any really cute stitch markers. I use bobby pins, which is practical but boring. So I'm thinking about maybe getting some cute stitch markers or maybe some enamel pins. Or I might get some lovely hand-dyed yarn from an indie dyer because I really want some. So let me know in the comments below what you're looking at on Etsy, if you have any recommendations. I'm hoping to spend this before my birthday, which is next month. So this is a problem I have, that I hoard gift cards because I don't know what to buy with them. So I'm hoping to spend it soon. This bag is by Out of Print. It's a cute little company. And their tags are like old library cards. And I got some new pom-pom makers, bigger pom-pom makers. These are the Clover poms. I'm having a problem with my pom-poms since I started using these pom-pom makers. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong, guys, but like all of my poms, you just pull the strings right out. And that's not good. My baby keeps trying to pull all the strings out of his poms and eat them. Not super safe. So what do you do? What am I doing wrong? They seem pretty straightforward. I'm not sure how I'm messing this up. I think I'm going to switch to tying them off with sewing thread instead of yarn. I'm hoping that might help. But if you have any tips, please let me know, because I like them. They're a lot easier to make pom-poms than like the cutting out cardboard kind. But I can't have all my strings coming out. Like this pom-pom's going to be gone in a week at this rate. It's not great. So let me know. Let me know what I'm doing. Please help me. Other Stashquisitions, I'm doing another pattern test for Capital Crochet on Instagram. I believe she's in Canada. And it's going to be a hat. It's called the Artemis Toque. It's pom-pom beanie. And this one is going to be for me. It's a double brimmed beanie, and it's made with Scarfie. So I got some Scarfie. This was my first skein of Scarfie, and I'm excited about it. I really like the mint and silver color. This colorway is called mint and silver. Very creatively named. Yeah, so I'm going to be starting that probably tonight because the pattern test is due next Friday. So look for that. You can go check her out on Instagram and see a preview of what it's going to look like. But I'm excited to make a hat for me because I don't have a good hat that really stays on my head. And then I was at Michael's, and they had a buy two get one free sale on yarn. So I got the Scarfie, and then I got the Karen cake for my Free Yourself shawl. And then I picked up this skein of Touch of Alpaca in the colorway Jade. Ooh, that's not pretty into the skein. There we go. So it's 90% acrylic, 10% alpaca. So it's really just a touch of alpaca. But I'm excited about it, so I don't know what I'm going to make with it. It is it's 415 yards, which is a lot for one skein. So yeah, it's worsted weight, a lot of yards. Give me some suggestions of what I should make. Something probably for me. Thinking probably a cowl or a scarf, because that's what I wear most of the time. So yeah, let me know if you have other suggestions. I'm open to that too. But I'm excited to, I love the color. It's super soft. I love the feel of it. I love alpaca, but too much alpaca gets too fuzzy and strings everywhere. So I'm excited that it's just a touch of alpaca. Oh, I have one more stash position that I forgot about. Guys, I'm so excited about this. Do you have an Instant Pot? Are you as obsessed with Instant Pots as I am? I'm obsessed. So my sister-in-law got me this, which is amazing. It is a decal for my Instant Pot that says, "Hey girl, go knit something while I cook dinner." It's amazing. I'm so happy with it. So I haven't put it on yet. I mean, obviously, I crochet more than I knit, but still, he probably just didn't know. Not my sister-in-law. She knows I crochet, but so this is by avinyldesign.com. So I'm going to put that on my Instant Pot soon. I'm very excited about it. I love it. It's so fun. So those are all my stash positions. So that's what I got for today. I was going to talk about my goals for 2018, but I don't have a lot of time left. So maybe I'll quickly run through them and we can talk about them more in my next episode. So a couple goals are I want to have a podcast episode at least once a month. I want to finish at least one project a month. I really want to learn Tunisian crochet. And I also really want to I want to crochet some socks. So if you have some crocheted sock patterns that you've tried or that you've been looking at, send me a link, let me know below in the comments, or send me a message on Instagram. I'd love to see them. So yeah, let me know. I'm looking for a good kind of just vanilla sock that I know is going to be going to turn out well. So yeah, that is what I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry I was a little rushed, but I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I'm working on. I would love to see what you're working on, so leave me a comment or a thumbs up below, or you can find me on Instagram at Samsqueak or on Ravelry at Samsqueak. I'd love to connect with you and just see what you're working on. Give me some recommendations on patterns you think I should work on coming up, and I will see you soon. Bye!